Hello, this is Joe Saunders, WBO Middleweight Champion of the World. Subscribe to Sport and Icons to stay in touch with all the top news. God bless you all.
So, Billy Joe Saunders, he took on Marcelo Coceres. Both of these guys undefeated, and of course for the WBO Super Middleweight title owned by Billy Joe Saunders. Now, to be honest with you, this was a fight it's quite difficult to predict because you don't really know who the opponent is. We knew that he was Argentinian, we knew he was undefeated, but just because we don't really know too much about these fighters, how good are they? We didn't know. Now, in this fight, Billy Joe Saunders was the aggressor for the most part in this fight, which is unusual for Billy Joe. Billy Joe Saunders is a back foot fighter, counter puncher, very, very slick, very, very skillful. But in this one, he was the aggressor. So when he's the aggressor, he's not as effective or not as pretty in the ring, shall we say, with his skills. But a lot of this is down to the fact that Coceres was actually much better than I think people thought. Coceres, he had a very, very, very good counter right punch. Because whenever Billy Joe Saunders, obviously he's a southpaw, whenever he threw the right jab, Coceres would come straight back out with a big right. And he did catch Billy Joe Saunders on numerous occasions, which is unusual for Billy Joe. But let's not forget, Billy Joe Saunders, the last time that he really had a real stiff test was against David Lemieux, and that was the best part of 2 years ago. And he's only fought twice since. So maybe a lot of this is down to ring rust. Maybe a lot of this was down to the fact that he wanted to have an impressive American debut as well. Either way, Billy Joe Saunders, I could see from the opening round that what he was looking for wasn't to put on a boxing clinic, it was to knock out the lad. But as the fight was going on, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure what it is that Sky Sports and that we're looking at, especially Matthew Macklin. As Matthew Macklin does every single fight, he seems to be scoring a fight a lot closer than what I think is painfully obvious. For me, Billy Joe Saunders was dominating this fight as far as the rounds go. Yes, Billy Joe Saunders was getting hit, but that's because, in my opinion, Coceres was much better than I think a lot of people thought that he was. And yes, he was hitting Billy Joe, but Billy Joe was making him miss and look silly at times. And whenever Billy Joe would go on the back foot, Coceres couldn't land a punch, much like David Lemieux couldn't. But it was when Billy Joe Saunders was going forward looking for the big punches, that's when he was getting caught. Either way, hopefully that this performance will inspire the likes of Canelo or a Triple G or whoever to get in the ring and give us a huge fight with Billy Joe Saunders. That's what I want to see. Now, ultimately, the fight did come to a decisive finish when Billy Joe Saunders, he caught Coceres with an overhand left, as a southpaw, and Coceres went down. It wasn't really a punch that really affected him too bad, or it didn't look like it did on TV at least anyway. But either way, I think the referee was a little bit generous by allowing him up, because usually you're supposed to pretty much be on your feet by the count of 8, but he didn't really start to rise to his feet until the count of 9. But listen, it's up to the referee's discretion. Ultimately, Coceres, he beat the count, but he looked okay. Billy Joe Saunders went for the kill and just threw combination after combination. And again, he hit Coceres with a left uppercut. And Coceres went down. And I thought, okay, he ain't getting up after that one. To his credit, he did. Billy Joe Saunders just went after him again unloaded, caught him sweet with a left hook, and the referee calls the fight off after getting knocked down 3 times in round 11. Now, I imagine that a lot of people will probably have the fight pretty close up to that round 11. For me, I had Billy Joe Saunders winning by about 5 or 6 rounds, to be honest with you, at that point. As I said, Matthew Macklin, no idea what it is that he looks at each and every fight, but hey, listen, he's a former professional fighter. Maybe he knows a bit better than what I do. But either way, makes no difference how the fight was going. Billy Joe Saunders gets the win. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.